T20 test on one day. India, England, Australia. For a lucky big three-side slayer. What a player. What a player. What a player. Discussing zinger bells and white balls to hells. Baggy greens for long from New South Wales. Is the IPL heaven or hell? Will the 100 fail or do quite well? What a player! What a player! What a player!
Well, it has been an eventful Super Sunday at the IPL with a last ball thriller between KKR and CSK and a convincing win by RCB over Mumbai Indians. Very rarely does it happen that we have 5 fans across RCB and CSK and all are happy and smiling. Hello and welcome to Waadaplaya this Sala Cup Kiska match day review where we'll discuss all the events of this Super Sunday. I have with me a very happy Ravi, CSK fan, no doubts about it. I have Syed, I have Krishna, RCB fan, I have Mithun back, and I have Vishak as well. Everyone's happy today, Vishak.
Yeah, very happy. RCB won. And that too against Mumbai Indians with such a convincing margin. The run rate was bad. It's a definite boost to the run rate as well. And CSK fans, definitely it's a double bonanza for them with the team qualifying as well.
So what we'll do is we'll discuss the second game first and the first game second. Okay. So starting with you, Mithun, we were all wondering what's happening to us. Thankfully, the performance from the team has come good at the right time and a very, very crucial game against MI. An all-round performance and a very, very convincing win, I think.
Yeah, definitely. This will improve our run rate, as Vishak was mentioning that more than win, we needed to improve our run rate also. But as we are getting into the later stage of the tournament where run rate comes into picture, so with this win and run rate helping us, I think this will boost a lot of confidence to the team. And luckily, everybody have started to chip in for their respective roles and performing it well. And big kudos to how Maxwell batted today. He started tentatively, but capitalized on the opportunity and scored the important runs. But not to forget how Bharat anchored that role at number 3. It was a very crucial knock from Bharat, not only to keep the scoreboard ticking and also to save the wicket. If he had got out at that time, we would have exposed both Maxwell and ABD at the initial stage, and the scoreline would have been different. Happy overall, it was a great team performance. Yeah,
it boosted the net run rate as well. I must say, I was discussing this with Vishak, and I thought that Kohli and Bharat both probably did a bit of disservice. There was 9 sixes in the game for RCB, but they only got 165 odd, which I thought maybe 15-20 runs light. But Krishna, in the end, that seemed more than enough with MI's batting performance being shambolic, to be honest.
Initially, when ABD and Maxwell were in the crease, we expected a score of 175, 180 or 80 plus. But with the kind of closure that we got, we were pretty disappointed, to be very honest. Because with the kind of firepower that MI has, it is pretty easy for them to chase these targets down, and we've seen the case numerous times in the past. But a collective effort overall from the RCB bowlers, not a main bowlers, but everyone chipped in. Maxwell chipped in with a couple of wickets, and then Harshal, being a purple cap holder throughout the season, once again proved why he is a very good bowler. And Chahal has been impressive as well in the past. So I would say it's a very good match to win, but we still have few areas that we really need to address in the batting department. Something the middle order needs to fire apart from ABD and Maxwell. We need to have some sort of player who can take our game forward. But looking at the overall game perspective, we had a very good game.
Yeah, that's the sort of win you want, where there are a lot of areas for improvement and you still end up winning by 50 odd runs. Syed, coming to you, you would be more than happy to see Mumbai drop out of the top four because Mumbai has been CSK's nemesis over the years. So good to see CSK win, obviously. But talking of Mumbai and RCB, quite a poor batting performance from Mumbai, or was 165 too much?
No, I think for the first part of your question, Mumbai has been a nemesis both for RCB as well as CSK. If you look at a lot of matches where both the teams, CSK and RCB, used to be thinking that, okay, after 15 overs, we kind of won the match, but Pollard or Ishan Kishan or Hardik Pandya, someone would come to save, right? So that's why even the last match for Mumbai and CSK and this match, Pollard didn't shine out. But for me, I think between both the teams bowled pretty well, if you ask me, because batting track it was. And if you look at last 2 overs, Mumbai pulled off. What exposed more for Mumbai was the weak middle order. So if you look at even last match, RCB had this problem of middle order not getting that run. So this match, we could see Bharat, ABD, and for an extent Maxwell was doing great job. And I thought he would have batted. He would have probably could have come batting left-handed only because most of his boundaries were all left-handed shots, right? But that's what exposed Mumbai, the middle order, right from Surya Kumar Yadav to Hardik Pandya, who came in a little later today. If you look at their strike rates, they were struggling all over. So that is the difference I feel between those two sides. The middle order never turned up for Mumbai, and again, that is one of the worrying signs for India as well, because we have two prominent players who are part of T20 squad for World Cup, Sky and Ishan Kishan, and most importantly Hardik Pandya. So probably I hope they come good for India's sakes, but I think the middle order was different today between this match.
Ravi, the most popular question on this chat has been, why on earth is Krunal Pandya walking into bat ahead of Pollard and Hardik Pandya? To be honest, after looking at how Hardik Pandya played for those 5-6 deliveries, I was not surprised. He wasn't any good than his brother Krunal. But that seems a tactical blunder, to be honest, because you had who was bowling? Was it Chahal or someone? And left-handed in at that point in time when Maxwell was bowling well, a right-hander would have been probably a better option.
Yeah, before that, with respect to this match, now as a CSK fan, we have mixed emotions. We are either happy and or sad also, because we are. I mean, both the teams we don't like. If either team wins, it's sad for us. Either team loses, it's happy for us. So that's how I see. But two things I want to address here with respect to Krunal Pandya. If Kohli had made the same mistake, the entire world would have come on him. Okay, saying that Kohli doesn't know captaincy and all those things. Imagine even Rohit Sharma can make mistakes. That's what it shows. Okay, Rohit Sharma is not Mr. Perfect. With respect to okay, with respect to Mumbai Indians, I felt they lacked. I mean, as you said, Krunal Pandya is coming. I don't know how. I don't know what was understanding. Maybe left and right combination with. Even then, also he was playing with Ishan Kishan only. I think quick wickets of the middle order caused them the game. And important point for RCB right now, for all RCB fans to be happy, is their big games are over. KKR, CSK, and Mumbai Indians, and they got one victory of. They would have been happy with one victory of either of the three. Two would have been ideal. Three would have been much more happier. But they got the one which was necessary, and now they are going to face Rajasthan Royals, Kingston Punjab, and Sunrise Hyderabad before they face Delhi Capitals. If they win those three, or two also out of those three, they're through to the semifinals. They're through to the playoffs. I think this victory is much more important for RCB than for Mumbai Indians, I would say.
Yeah, Vishak, I completely agree with Ravi's point that had the same decision of, say, Krunal Pandya playing for RCB and coming ahead of, say, Maxwell and AB de Villiers, Kohli would have got a lot of slack. Is this to do with the captaincy or mindset, or what is it? MI seem to be crumbling like anything in the second leg.
See, I don't think Mumbai have done this previously as well. Like I slightly, I like to differ here, because they usually what they usually do is when they want somebody to be in the back end to hit or something, they know that they can get maximum runs in the last 5 overs, so they keep their hitters and play the ones who can who take time, right, up the top. So that's how the strategy has been. If a wicket falls in the between 9th to 12th over, we've always seen Krunal Pandya walking ahead. And if it is after 12th or 13th, we have seen Pollard walking in. This has been the usual strategy of Mumbai Indians. So today it did not work out for them, unfortunately, and good for RCB that he also wasted a lot of balls and put the pressure on the other batsmen. So that has been the usual strategy of Mumbai Indians. It definitely did not work out. So it again depends on each team's strategy here. So Mumbai, I'm not saying it was a blunder today because they have done it a lot of times.
Yeah, I think the biggest blunder is, I mean, there's so many points to talk about Mumbai because there's lots of other points being made about, because Mumbai has what, 5, 6 players who are in the top order of the World T20 setup. If these guys are not firing, I think our World T20 setup will be in trouble. And this massive, I think some express passing by through some one of you guys, but I don't know. It's the RCB fans express probably going from one place to the other. But Mithun, coming to you, it seems that the Mumbai, I don't know, Ishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav, Hardik Pandya not bowling. I think that is the critical aspect where they are missing out, because they had to bowl Adam Milne for those overs where he kept on going for runs. In the end, he did bowl well. But that 6 bowling option, it's hurting Mumbai, and I think it will hurt India as well.
Yeah, definitely. That is something area of concern for Mumbai Indians, because Hardik Pandya is still not fit to bowl, and there's I think by looking at what Shane Bond made a comment saying that they are managing his workload really well, keeping in high that the World Cup is around the corner, and they want to keep him fresh for the Indian team also. So, but how far he'll start, how soon he'll start to bowl is a big question mark. And everybody are eagerly looking up to it because he needs some match practice. So he can't right away go into the World Cup without bowling a single ball in the T20 IPL now. And it will be a huge challenge. But given the way Hardik has performed over the years, I think it just takes one game for him to come back to the form. And we should not jump here and to any conclusion saying that any selection issues with Surya Kumar getting selected or Hardik Pandya getting selected into the T20 World Cup, but they just need one game. So Indian team apart, and the IPL is different ball game altogether. They will definitely be coming good for the World Cup.
That's like an optimistic India fan. I love that. So quite a few things to talk about. So I saw Bumrah getting De Villiers and Maxwell out, back-to-back deliveries. Harshal Patel topped that by getting Pandya, Pollard, and another wicket. Was it Rahul Chahar? And picking up a hat-trick. Brilliant bowling. The purple cap holder Krishna. Thoughts on him?
He's the pick of our season. A very good buy, I would say, because he has been the difference for RCB's bowling in the past and in this current season as well. Whenever there needs to be a big breakthrough, or whenever we need to control or restrict some set of runs, Kohli has always turned towards Harshal Patel, and he did not disappoint. They're very good set of cutters or whatever the length that he's bowling. He's making sure that particular field is set. He's having discussions with the captain, and then he's making sure he's getting the required field that he wants. And then a brilliant set of slower balls as well. He's not giving much runs or more deliveries, boundary deliveries. He's making sure the wicket of Kieran Pollard is something that we really need to talk about, because the kind of slower delivery that he made Kieran Pollard fall into that particular trap is something which is beyond magical. Because if we see getting a wicket of Hardik Pandya at that particular time was always on the cards, because with the kind of pressure that is mounting up, Hardik was tend to go for a big shot. But deceiving Pollard with that particular delivery is something which is sheer brilliance. So Harshal Patel has always been very good throughout this tournament, and I hope, and we all RCB fans hope.
Right, that express went again. I'm gonna come to Vishak first on Virat Kohli. You left him out of the fantasy squad, and I did tell him that he's gonna score some runs. Although, to be honest, I thought it wasn't great. And Anil's got a point. He scored a 50, but it did look scratchy, sort of.
Definitely. When Kohli is at his best, right, he doesn't play a lot of dot balls. Usually, when he plays around 40 balls, he scores out of 37 to 38 balls and only plays around 2 to 3 dot balls. If you see today's innings, he had 3 fours and 3 sixes, and rest 21 runs of around 38 balls or something. So that is not the usual Kohli innings. he rotates the strike. He doesn't play any dot balls. So that's why when Kohli isn't, so definitely he is not into like best of the form. Though he, good news is his scoring runs, but not in the best of nick. Definitely.
And the player of the match obviously is Glenn Maxwell for his all-round performance. A word on him, Syed, and then we can talk about the thrilling game between KKR and CSK.
Glenn Maxwell getting into form is a great news for RCB because we saw him what he did in the first half. He's someone who gets on the ball or goes on attacking mode from the ball one, which probably also takes the pressure off from AVD because we when the previous lineup was there for last year, if Kohli fails, ABD has to take that charge, right? If he fails, then we can see a collapse coming up next. So with Maxwell slotting between Kohli and ABD, he plays with that pressure. I mean, he plays with that freeness that he can go and score. So if today, what we saw, if ABD is in that mindset where the score is already scored, he can come and score off from the first ball or second ball of six, right? Today we saw that. So that way, that is a very good thing for RCB going forward because he was not playing any matches previously and then last match he was looking rusty. So it's a great sign. On Adi's point on RCB versus CSK, it will be a great thing if it becomes a final between RCB and CSK. I know Ravi is nodding and he doesn't want that, but yeah, for the fans and for the viewing ship, I think it's going to be a great match if it happens to be a RCB versus CSK final. Hopefully, I know a couple of them here in this group will obviously root for CSK and others to RCB, but it's going to be a great final if it is that way.
For the record, Syed, that is Suman and not Adi.
Silly point.
Yeah, it's Suman.
That's fine.
So,
So
many
Ravi,
people are
let's
saying
talk
that Virat Kohli's innings, I just wanted to talk about. So people are saying that he was slow, he was not looking in a good form, good touch. But looking at the situation, he played that crucial innings today, what required to play and the 21 dot balls doesn't matter because he saved the wicket at one end and he's looking in a good form. So a couple of back-to-back 50s now. So he's going to be going into next games in a good positive mindset, and this is very good for RCB. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ravi,
Tell you
you're
what
good.
happened for the Virat Kohli innings also, because last match also he's played a similar kind of innings, a lot of dot balls and all this stuff. That is because the confidence level that he has on the middle order of RCB, because he didn't see RCB players performing really well in the first game with respect to KKR where they failed when he was going for a single or a boundary or whatever. So he made sure that he stays and he protects at least first three wickets, whatever it's possible, and let ABD and Maxwell do the rest of the job. That is what the plan is. I think with what he saw today, I don't know whether it could be going either ways. He could take an aggressive route and he could get out and the entire middle order can crumble again. But I think this approach is better for RCB because this puts lesser pressure for the middle order batting lineup for RCB, given the fact it's not in that great form.
The point is not about him taking an aggressive approach. What I pointed out is
Yeah.
when he look for good form, he doesn't play dot balls.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Because
that
he
is the
wants to
point.
occupy the
The
greens.
innings he played is actually perfect for RCB, but actually when he plays around 40 balls, he would not be wasting balls. That is the kind of player he is. He keeps on
But
rotating the
you
strike.
could see Vishak, he was middling the ball so well. So that was one of the positive things you should watch.
When we
So
see
he
those
looked
previous
aggressive.
games
He was rotating strikes.
And he wanted to take the maximum strike also,
games
sir, because he's not confident with either Bharat or any other middle order. He wanted to take maximum strike. He wanted to make sure that he is there at least till 40, 14, 15th over. And I mean, still scoring at 120 strike rate is really impressive, rate, irrespective of it.
we see
Krishna?
the previous games as well. In versus KKR, when we see the previous games as well, Kohli did struggle a bit in the initial deliveries. But when we see the Chennai, the match versus Chennai or the current match as well, there is intent in his batting. He charged down the bowlers right in the power play itself. He taken apart the bowlers, and then there is some aggressive kind of mindset right in the power play itself. Initially, Kohli used to nudge those balls down and try to start their attacking game maybe after 10th over or 11th over. But that is not the case here in the last couple of games. He started going. There's an over versus Deepak Chahar in the last game as well. He charged down Deepak Chahar and tried to go those deliveries to finish his over. What happens is there is a slight miss. What happens is after 10th over, when Kohli tried to play after 40 or 45 odd deliveries, the change happens. He starts to score those uh, nonchalantly, very awesome drives all over the park. That is where that was missing in the last couple of games. Right when he's about to take off, at the correct moment, he's trying to disappoint. He gave away his wicket. Else, it would have been a very good innings. Maybe in the last game or this game, the moment where he is getting out is the only problem. Apart from that, with the context of game correctly taken into consideration, this was a very good innings. The strike
Yeah.
rate may not be a very good one, but it's a matured innings and captain innings.
I think it needs that innings needs a Maxwell 150, 160 strike rate. Otherwise, that innings looks poor.
Yeah.
That's what my
Yeah.
limited point would be. But we can talk about Virat Kohli's innings for another hour. We need to talk about the better game of the day, CSK versus KKR. Let's start with you, Syed. Talk me to the last 2 overs of the chase. 2 overs and 30 odd runs. Sir Jadeja comes in, smashes 22 of Prasidh Krishna's over. Firstly, tactically, should Sunil Narayan have bowled that 19th over, or was it just bad bowling, good batting? Talk me through the last 2 overs.
No, I felt so too. In fact, me, Ravi, and Vishak had a different podcast after the match. So we were also discussing the same point that ideally, with two left-handers, both Sam Curran and Jadeja, and we know how good Sunil Narayan is, we thought too that Sunil Narayan should have bowled that over. Maybe Morgan. I thought Morgan did a lot of good things during the entire fielding time, right? So he brought in good changes. He made sure that Venkatesh Iyer also came in for an over, which was a great change. He didn't give up much runs. And probably, and when he started also, Prasidh Krishna, the first 2 balls was singles, right? And he was right on mark. The last 4 balls, Jadeja being Jadeja, the form he's been for the last 2 years, he's done that again and again. Even the first phase we saw where, versus RCB as well, where we all thought, okay, CSK is going to get a low or a mediocre score. Suddenly he scores 37 of last over. So that kind of a thing which we can't help. But yeah, definitely Sunil Narayan would have been better option. But that is what CSK has been doing, right? A lot of times we think that okay, the match is over, it's lost. Then suddenly they give that hopes 20 runs scored of last 4 balls in 19th over. 4 runs required, and you get into the last ball thinking, okay, it's going to be a super over or probably it's gone. So that was a kind of this thing. It was your heart rate is up down kind of a thing, which I felt was good for the game. But yeah, so match could have been gone either way. It was a tight game. I personally was thinking that it is going to end up in CSK loss, but Ravi Jadeja. So as usual, he's shown why he's one of the highly rated all-rounders going around now. So that was a great finish for me.
Yeah, I loved. I think one of the was it Harsha Bogle saying that I think Dinesh Karthik and Varun Chakravarti are talking in Tamil against CSK, and the batters would not have understood.
Don't understand anything.
Yeah. So Ravi, Dinesh Karthik had a great flurry at the end to ensure that KKR had a decent score, and for CSK the top order seems to do well. Good finish at the lower order, but Thala and Chinnathala, who if we lose a few wickets, they might not be able to bring the magic out like they used to do in yesteryears.
That's why we are batting till 10 or 11, Sanjay, to make sure they are like tail enders are promoted types. But still, anyways, Dhoni is Dhoni. Dhoni's wicket keeping skills and captain's skills is unmatched. Raina, and it's more of a sentimental call that we have. It's more of a superstition call that we have. If he doesn't play, that we are not qualifying for playoffs. I think that's why last year he didn't play, so that's why he's still there.
Warrant Jadeja coming up the order, Ravi and Syed?
Oh, it can. I mean, last match also, I think Jadeja came up the order.
Yeah.
Came up the order. See, if the situation is like 10 balls, 20, 25 runs, 30 runs, I think Jadeja will be promoted. I don't think so. They will take the punt with Raina. Given the situation where it was more or like, run a ball or 8 runs difference between the net run rate, required run rate, I think that's why Raina came into the pitch. Otherwise, Raina also would have not come if the required run rate is more than 10, 15. I think Sam Curran would have come. Raina would have still batted where Deepak Chahar had batted. And with respect to CSK doing this, we are entertainers. We want to entertain the people. We have all had a lot of snooze fest in this part of IPL, so we wanted to give some entertainment to the viewers.
No, Raina is like a free wicket, right? So Raina is basically like free wicket. Even yesterday or first match or today, he goes swinging right from ball one. You go, you try and score like 5 balls, 20 or get out and come back. So probably that's why he's dropped down the order also. I personally felt that Jadeja would have come before Dhoni at that situation. But I felt okay, that Dhoni coming in and then 3 overs, 31 requires. I felt okay, we are going to see one more classic finish of what Dhoni used to be. But unfortunately, Varun Chakravarti again making the mockery of stumps like last time he did with us. So unfortunate, but still we won.
We are using Raina as pinch hitter in T20.
Yeah, new strategy.
Enough of trolling Raina. He's got a balcony, so his life is sorted. I don't need to know anything else.
So he's not going out this year. He's not going away this year because he's got a balcony.
Yeah. So, Mithun, Jadeja's performance, at least from an Indian World T20 perspective, that seems to potentially be the all-rounder spot that will cover us, because if Hardik Pandya is not bowling, not being picked in the team because of fitness, he might be someone who would not be able to, get us that 6 bowling option.
Oh yes, there is no doubt about it. So Jadeja walks into any format of the game as an all-rounder. So pick it one ODI, Test match, or a T20. So he is a match winner on his given day, because he can perform well. He can bowl that crucial 2 to 3 overs and contain runs. And as you saw today, he came out and scored that runs from nowhere. And when everybody had given up hopes that CSK is going to lose, and then he came and scored that runs. It was a magical knock from him today, and that shows how the depth of the CSK batting. So they bat till almost 10 now. Deepak Chahar coming at number 10. So it's never ending. The opponents can't rest after picking 6 to 7 wickets and think they can win the game. But you have someone or the other coming and scoring the runs for the team. So it's good for Indian cricket, and looking forward to the T20 World Cup. And it sometimes it becomes challenging to see whom they can pick and whom to drop when you have so many all-rounders in the team, because you need just 1 or 2 all-rounders max in the squad, because you have to rely more on batting at the top. Yeah,
we have
right now we have only one all-rounder. Genuine all-rounder is only one. That is Ravindra Jadeja. You don't count Hardik Pandya as all-rounder until he starts bowling at least 1 over for Mumbai Indians.
Krishna, quick word on Varun Chakravarti before we move on to the points table. He got a really good wicket off Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and in the end, I think he did try and save that. He was struggling on the penultimate ball when I think which batsman had swept that. Was it Shardul Thakur? He ran for 3. Let me try and chase. Otherwise, I thought this was going to go for 4. But he had a decent day and looks like a surety to start with in the World T20 squad for India.
Right. I would say there are still batsmen who are trying to pick Varun Chakravarti. They are yet to decode him. To be very honest, I would say Varun Chakravarti will be straight in the 11 versus Pakistan. He'll straight away be in the 11, because the people, the batsmen are yet to decode him. Those balls were extremely tough for the batsman to understand, and the CSK batsman also did try to suffer a bit understanding his bowling. So I would say he should be one of those players who will be playing versus Pakistan in our first.
Right. Now let's look at the points table very quickly.
One second.
Yeah. Yes,
One quick mention about Lord Shardul Thakur. 4 overs, 1 for 20. And getting the wicket of Andre Russell definitely made a difference of 20 runs to the score. So I
100%.
think that was one of the most crucial moments. And like when they were going great, KKR were going great. He picked that one wicket, picked them back, and then coming back and picking up Russell. If Russell and Karthik were batting at the end, the score would have been around 180, 185, 190. That would have definitely made a difference. So that wicket, I think, at least reduced the margin by around 15 to 20 runs.
And that
Even
sweep shot also. I don't think so. Nobody would have had the guts to sweep Naren at that point. I mean,
and Deepak Chahar, I completely agree with Ravi's point. You bat like all 11 players can bat. Deepak Chahar coming in and first ball, slogging it or doing whatever to mid wicket, getting that winning runs. I think a lot of teams would have struggled. An India team would have probably struggled if number 9's coming in.
imagine
Imagine
if
Hazelwood
Hazelwood goes out. Yeah, Hazelwood
Yeah.
goes on. Bravo comes in.
Bravo comes in.
We have
Yeah.
batting 11.
Yeah, excellent.
Good signs,
Right.
but
Yeah. Okay, let's look at the points table quickly. This is going to be very happy reading for all the CSK fans. CSK fans, they are on top of the table. I think it's certain that Delhi and Chennai will definitely end up in top 4. I think most certainly they'll end up in top 2 as well. Royal Challengers Bangalore, they are back, and I think there's a slight improvement in the net run rate as well. Vishak, top 4 as it stands looks to be the more likely scenario, considering how up and down Punjab Kings performances and Rajasthan Royals as well.
I think top 3 almost is fixed now because of the kind of matches Rajasthan RCB have now, right? They have to they have 3 like against weaker opponents. If they even win 2 out of it, and against Delhi, if they perform well, I think they can end up quite well as well. So again, if you see Kolkata after losing today, are almost in the same position as Mumbai Indians, where they have to win 4 matches on the trot. The only thing is like they have a better run rate, which keeps them on the higher side. The same thing with Punjab Kings also. It's like they also have to win all the 4 matches. It's just that Rajasthan have 1 match higher.
Yeah.
But seeing the struggles of these teams, right? You can definitely. I would say it is between Mumbai Indians and KKR on the 4th position because never count out Mumbai Indians. They know how to win, and they have done this previously also. 4 out of 4. So the fate is in their hands. So you never know. I would feel it's between Mumbai Indians and KKR, and one of them might just sneak in with 14 points and not 16.
Yeah.
Sanjay, can you put across that points table again?
Yeah, 1 second. I'll do that again. Chennai on top, Delhi second, RCB third. Here we go. Ravi.
If Rajasthan wins tomorrow, they go above Kings and Punjab. I mean, they go above everybody, right? I mean, they go to Kolkata Knight Riders. They even beat Kolkata Knight Riders.
Yeah.
Rajasthan wins.
They go to number 4.
Rajasthan,
absolutely.
Yeah, they'll go to number 4. And again, then Punjab and Kolkata has to win every single game. And RCB, Rajasthan Royals become much more interesting. If Rajasthan Royals manage to beat RCB, they go above them again. I mean, Rajasthan Royals are a little bit on a safer side, I would say, as of now, as we say. But I thought tomorrow will be it'll be a snooze fest any which way. So
tomorrow, no way Sunrisers is losing.
Yeah, I
mean, who knows if Rajasthan Royals would be happy with Mumbai Indians losing.
If Rajasthan Royals wins today, it will make things more tense in the mid-table, mainly for Punjab, KKR and Mumbai. Right?
And RCB also to a level. If RCB loses the next game with Rajasthan Royals, then or Kings and Punjab, which they are used to do, so then they might get much.
RCB is more or less going to get through, right?
If RCB doesn't qualify for this from there to playoffs.
No, they will. So I'm betting on top 3 as Delhi or Chennai, top 1 and 2, and then RCB. 4th is going to be the one which will be like the qualifier scenarios and stuff which will come in. So that's where, like Vishak said, Mumbai is going to become dangerous, because we've seen in the past how they come back where they are placed against the wall. But only worrying sign now is the middle order. If this middle order performance is going to continue, if they don't support, I think one more match, if they don't come back strongly, I think it's end of curtains for Mumbai Indians.
And one team
Right.
RCB doesn't want to face right now is Mumbai Indians in qualifiers in the eliminator, right? I mean, they wouldn't love. I mean, they don't want to face Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians in playoffs is a different animal altogether.
Why do you want RCB to go away, Ravi? It's okay.
No, I want both the teams to go away, irrespective of it.
Yeah, as Ravi's pointed out, it's
And
Rajasthan
as,
versus
as
SRH.
like one team, I think CSK fans would agree to this. One team CSK would not want to face in the knockout stage would be Mumbai Indians.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah,
Any team,
It's a
right?
different.
Any team for that
They
matter.
become like a dinosaur, you know.
Yeah,
They
because
become like some
couple of years
small
back,
calf to a bison in playoffs. I don't know. They play like a calves in stages, and they become like a bison in the
yeah.
playoffs. It's very different ball game altogether to face Mumbai Indians in playoffs.
that's the analogy for the day from Ravi. I do fancy KKR this time because they got better run rate, and I understand why people think Mumbai will be better. But this year, this is almost the latter half of the tournament. They are a slow starter, but I think it will be done by the time they have enough to do to qualify for the top four. But who knows? It'll be very interesting to see. It looks like the top two spots are almost sealed. SRH have got nothing to play for, so they might end up party pooping some of the top teams' chances in the top four. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it'll be an interesting game because that's what we want, irrespective of what happens. Hopefully, some of the youngsters from Rajasthan will perform well. It'll help, I think, if Rajasthan wins. It'll keep the tournament interesting, and the gap would still be not as wide as it would be if Sunrisers starts winning a few games. So very interesting. Right, Vishak, Mithun, Krishna, Syed, and Ravi, thank you
Yeah,
so much for your time.
quick thing about tomorrow's game. Quick thing. I think SRH will make one change, bring Jason Roy instead of Warner. So and that could make a big difference because Jason Roy, you never know, being a fresh face, you never know. Like Warner looks completely out of sorts at the moment. Because I think he has been clearly told he is not going to be retained the next season.
There is.
He is playing.
Sorry,
One
Sanjay.
second, let me
Sorry.
complete. One
Yeah,
second,
yeah.
let
No,
me
no.
complete.
Let me finish this.
Complete.
Okay. Yeah,
Vishak, you complete, then Ravi, you go.
Yeah, so I think Warner is completely out of sorts, and I don't think he has been. I think he has been clearly communicated he will not be retained. He looks disinterested to me, so I think they might make that change. And Jason Roy, you never know, but if he comes good, he can just blow away an opposition. He's such kind of a player. We have seen how he has performed for England with either Butler or Bairstow, whoever opens with him. So, and he has a habit of always performing the first game whenever he plays. So that could be one danger for Rajasthan Royals tomorrow if he plays.
Right.
No, looking at the current SRH form, except Rashid Khan, nobody will be retained. Right, so they want to at least even if they plan to retain, the coaches plan to retain, the lady who sits in the stadium is going to shoot everyone. So go ahead,
Ravi, make your point before anyone else does now.
No, I mean, sorry, Sanjay and Mithun, Krishna, if you don't understand this. Vishak, இனிமே வயசுக்கு வந்தா என்ன வராட்டி என்ன விஷாக். Sorry.
Vishak, you're on mute. You can. Anyways, it was like a mute to me because I didn't get it. So.
No, what they meant is, irrespective of SRH make 10 changes or 1 changes, how does it matter? Anyways, they are in the end. So that's what
exactly. Doesn't matter. But I'm quite hopeful.
Important point to make. I think everybody are just saying that RCB will be facing Mumbai or Rajasthan or KKR in the eliminator. But I have a strong feeling that we will finish in top 2 and play CSK twice. One in the playoffs and again one in the finals, and we'll come out as a winning team. Yeah, looking forward to that contest.
Yeah, I think that'll be probably
that's the spirit. Yeah.
But yeah,
One match of one win can. That's what one win can do.
We'll
excellent.
prove you
Right.
guys wrong. Wait. We'll win and
Not
prove
me,
everybody
Mithun.
wrong. Yeah.
Not me. Only Ravi wants you guys to
Yeah,
lose.
Ravi, especially Ravi.
Right.
You want to come to playoff, that's all. Winning is not
I
matter
think
anymore.
yeah, top to finish obviously has a big advantage. You get two bites at the cherry, so to speak. But 3 and 4, we've seen teams win the title from those positions. But it should be a cracking last few games of the IPL before the playoffs. So Vishak, Mithun, Krishna, Syed, and Ravi, thanks again for your time. It's been a great day at the IPL, and we look forward to having some more thrilling contest in the near future before the playoffs. Until next time, take care, be safe, and if you are here for the first time or you're coming back, thank you very much. Please do consider subscribing to our channel, and we look forward to having you back on another day, another show. Till then, take care, be safe. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Happy week.
Good night.
Happy week ahead, guys. Yeah.